Machedo speaking to you from loymachedo.com and Loy Machedo TV. Today's book review is Get to the Top, written by Suhel Seth. And the book states the 10 rules for social success. And as you can see, his photograph is at the back. A pretty corny looking, cheesy looking photograph, I must say. Anyway, this guy, he is, he's an absolutely intelligent chap. Now, he is the columnist for Hindustan Times, the Financial Times, the Telegraph, and the Indian Express. He's also had the honor of working with prominent people like Kushwant Singh. He is a writer, and R.K. Lakshman. He is also a cartoonist, pretty intelligent chap. He is the managing partner of Counselage. Apparently, that is a marketing and strategic consultancy for CEOs and top-notch brands. So he has had a lot of powerful connections. And now he has written this book as to serve as a guideline, to serve as a list for what you can and cannot do, sort of like all the rules and regulations for what you should and should not do when you meet rich people. So he has written on this book. Now, the book is pretty interesting, I would say. It was very thought-provoking, and it was a book I just couldn't put it down. So let me break it down to what I liked about the book and what I did not like about the book. Now, the first part is, as you can see, this book is beautifully cased. All right, it is really beautifully cased, and I like the way the book has been designed. I also like the fact that there are a lot of spaces in between the book. Sometimes he also gives the summaries titled My Mantras. So he gives the summaries right in between, so you can write down your notes. And yeah, it was pretty useful. I didn't want to spoil the book. Anyway, the second part is, I like the fact that he didn't compress all his points all together and make it too intense. He gave it enough space, and he also gave a lot of examples by which you could actually visualize what he was trying to say. Now, the content, the third point is, the content is pretty interesting. What I liked is he had a story kind of format, and every point of wisdom that he gave, he also kind of piggybacked it with an incident that really happened, along with names as well. The fourth point which I liked is the no holds bar kind of communication. He didn't come across as a guy who wanted to come as, I am a nice guy, I'm a role model to society. No, he wanted to come across exactly how he is. He was pretty honest about his drinks. I think old monk, I don't know much about alcohol. So he also spoke about being with women, which was pretty welcoming, at least for me. I mean, it's a breath of fresh air when you get all these goody guys trying to show you that they're nice people. So he came across exactly how he is. Point number 5 is the Q&A and the appendix section at the end. He had amazing points. I really liked it. I mean, there were good Q&A questions, also tips on how to be a good host. So he did come across pretty intelligently, and he packaged this book pretty well. If I were to summarize this book in one single sentence, it is how to draw people to you, how to keep friends, and how to maintain relationships. Now, this is the part which I really liked about the book. Now, what is it that I did not like about the book, or maybe other people would not like? The examples given here are all Indian and Indianish. Now, the problem with me is I've not been to India, so I do not know most of these personalities. So he cited some names. I was trying to figure out who they were, and obviously they must have been important. So I wish he had taken a more global perspective. The second bit is a bit of ass-kissing was there. I mean, all these big CEOs and the big names that he had, he always had this this adjective before the name. It was my dear friend. So he had my dear friend Arun Jaitley, my dear friend Arun Sarin, my dear friend Vijay Mallya, my dear friend Shekhar Gupta. So all of them are my dear friends. And obviously, that's a bit of ass kissing because they're rich, big, famous. So I didn't see any example of poor people, my dear, this poor guy. It's all my dear rich guy. All right. The other thing which, the third point is, the part of which I couldn't connect with the author. I think he wanted everyone to read every book possible, meet every person possible, and interact with every social event. I don't know how far that is effective. Like someone like me, for example, I don't believe in meeting just about anyone. I'm pretty selective who I meet. I don't believe in reading each and every book, because there is so many books to read, and I have a massive collection. I can't read everything. So if you read too many things, I think you don't specialize in anything. And if you keep having parties and keep meeting people, I mean, what is it that you might finally gain? So I was not very much at par with him on this. The other thing is, he also stated that you must state your views and take a stand. Okay, fine. But then he contradicts his view by saying, do not speak about religion, do not speak about politics, do not speak about sexuality. I mean, isn't that a bit of like, I don't know what's the right term to use, but isn't that being a bit diplomatic or taking the safe side out? So I just feel he was trying to cover up and trying to give his diplomatic approach a very intelligent stance. I think anything and everything should be spoken about, but yeah, maybe because of the fact that he stays in India, and most of the people in India are crazy. They just go haywire about anything and everything. So I think he has taken a diplomatic stand, but then again, I would not call him very courageous or that. Lastly, the if I were to just cap one of the biggest drawbacks to the whole book is I felt that this whole book was just about having parties, meeting people at parties, and going for more parties. That's all that I did feel. So that's maybe one of the reasons why not many people will connect to this book, because it's just about meeting business, nothing intelligent per se. It's just the rules and regulations of networking. So anyway, so if I were to summarize, I would definitely say I like this book. To tell you a fact, I like this book because I myself do not know how to act or interact with rich people. I just get very lost. I would I would just look at them as snobs. So it kind of made me aware as to how snobbish people think, how these rich folks think, and what you should and should not do. Obviously, this book can be useful for those who want to climb up the corporate ladder and want to mix and mingle with these affluent people. However, for people who are busy, who have their careers in focus and who are involved in research, intellectual thinking, I don't think you'd find this book very, very useful. If I were to give you a global flavor, I would say if you like Felix Dennis, you would definitely like this book. However, if you didn't like him, you would not like this book. So overall, I think I give this book a 8 out of 10, 7 out of 10. I would say think before buying this book. Just browse through a couple of pages, and if you feel that the book does not suit you, then I don't think you should take it. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. This is Loy Machedo giving you the book review of Get to the Top, the 10 Rules for Social Success by Suhel Seth. And by the way, I've become a big fan of this guy, and I think he's a very intelligent person. Thank you very much for watching. This is Loy Machedo from loymachedo.com and Loy Machedo TV.